We have a good occasion now because we have a body and a mind that we can use for something maybe meaningful. We can do something with it. That's the present state. But all of us, I guess, we are not that stupid to think we will live forever. So, well, if there is then something like myself that will die when this body dies, where does it come from? Where would it come from if it hasn't been there before? If it has been there before, it should be there after. We might take this reflection a level deeper and think about the feeling that arises in correlation between our body and our mind. Suddenly, the feeling, the perception that we have about ourselves, the distinction we take, and even the mind we assume to have ourselves, well, aren't they also just but transitory states that actually never can be taken hold of? Aren't they just moments that come and go in constant change? Do we find anything in this, what we call our being, that's what we are, as being truly solidly us? That's a lot of questions. But that's the questions the Buddha asked himself, as to find if there was something like a self. And the discovery was that the whole idea of a self is entirely erroneous. That the idea of I am, in the way that we think by quick thinking to exist, is actually not as such. It's not that easy. Because here, the true root of mind, the true unlimited happy state of mind, is not endowed with an identification of I am. In our mind, if we truly discover it, there's nothing such like me. Even though things don't stop, the root of this confusion about what we thought to be is because we believe in I, myself, and others, in a distinction, and we believe in this being valid. That there is somebody here and others there, somebody here who needs to be taken so much care of, who needs all this input, who needs all this stuff, who can't be fed enough, who can't be satisfied. Because if he could be entirely satisfied with all the trials in life we have undertaken, we had definitely achieved the satisfaction of ourselves. If we could ever be satisfied, maybe one of the things we ever tried in life had ever worked out. I often feel it's like a black hole. It just absorbs everything, but it never comes to be truly nourished. Why? Maybe because it's not there in such a way. Maybe because we, as a self, do not truly exist. And this is, I say this because this is why we try to calm our thoughts, because then we can look better upon our own minds. The whole Buddhist path is there in order so that we might discover our own mind. That's the reason for all of this. The reason for all of the meditations are to discover and liberate our own mind, to become more and more awakened, and then to give rise, naturally, it will give rise to qualities that are of benefit to others. Because there's the understanding that others actually are in the same confusion that we are. or from the Buddhist point of view, have been. It is a way where we don't just talk ourselves in and explain ourselves that things are so and so, like from today I've heard it and that's good, there is no self, and then we talk this, we say it to ourselves, and that's it. It's not the way it goes. The way it goes when somebody goes, as you say, the inner path, as sometimes in Tibetan language the Buddhist path is said, it means one actually looks inside, into one's own mind, and one just gives oneself a very honest and straight regard as to what there is and what there is not. So that's all what Buddhist meditation is about. A practitioner of meditation somewhat is able to take the courage to look at his own mind and to discover, or to bear the discovery, that maybe things are not exactly as we assumed them to be. And to be happy in order to make a true discovery. Not to be scared, or not to be dwelling just in prefixed ideas of being a Buddhist. But that won't help on this path. Just like having another club card and being walking one's life with this club card won't help. What will help is that one is willing to make a discovery of what is there and what is not. All our basic life, all our regular time, we actually spend with trying to uphold that we are important. Well, if we look closely, then most of the time we would actually discover we aren't. As soon as we die, we'd be absolutely forgotten, and we haven't brought an inch to this world that would give any importance to it. But still we take ourselves so important as we would matter, as we would be the focal point of everything that turns around. This is sometimes it says the root of confusion, the one point that if it is uprooted, then everything else about the way we function, the way we exist, or what we think to exist for, at the same time is undone, is laid open. Because all the relation of the seeming me to the seeming others changes then. All the relation we have of I here and you there, I for myself and you please stay out, or come only in the way that it pleases me, it can have a lot more space. It can have a completely different angle of view. But only because we are not anymore in the need of caring for ourselves. We can't just throw it away on the past. We can't just say, so now I just think of others. This will be another added thought. And another thought will have the consistency of another thought, another idea. So it won't really change much. Change is an idea. Many times in this life we have changed ideas that led us to new ideas, that led us to new ideas, and I could repeat that for hundreds of times, and it would still be the same thing. Here we are not concerned with the realm of newer and better ideas, but we use the guidelines, you can say, or the advice of the Buddha in order to look for ourselves, to verify what he said, if it actually holds true. To verify if when we sit on, like as we are talking here mainly about meditation, if we direct our mind towards meditation, if actually we discover that there is constant self-concern.